Well, it looks like we're waiting for a Scotland, man. Good fella. I better send him the link. Hello, everyone. Hi, it's 12 o'clock noon Central Time. United States of America. Fuck yeah. How are you? What's going on? So, did I do the invite? I did the invite. I did. Yeah, you can have 10 people on the screen at once. For $11 a month, can I have more? Davina Duckworth, you're right. Yeah, we had a bunch of tornadoes run through St. Louis last night. And I think in Kentucky, there was 100 people were killed by this freaking storm. Oh my God, that's crazy. And in St. Louis, there were a couple of people that were actually killed by the storm. That's insane to me. Because, I mean, it's December 10th last night. Hello, Mohammed. How are you? December 10th last night. And I was like tired I put in like 60 hours this week. So I'm like, oh, fuck this. So I had a couple of beers and I went to bed early, maybe 7:30. I know I'm old. Shh, be quiet. And the tornado sirens went off. I'm like half sleeping. You know how it is. Oh, what the hell is that? So I looked at the phone, of course, being hip. It's like a tornado warning for St. Louis County. It's like, what the fuck? In December? Are you kidding me? Yeah. And so 100 plus people have been killed by freaking tornadoes oh my God. Anyway, Goodfellas here. Hello. Let me, he's still stretching late. I can make you the prime mover here. Hold on. So there you are. Hey, there he is. Hello. How are you? Can you hear me? No. Maybe not. A nice house there, though. Huh?
Right, I can't hear anything. I don't know if you're speaking. Don't know if you can hear me.
I can, but okay. I will. What did I do wrong here? Hold on. Mute mic.
You dropped the bomb on me. Unmute your
mic. The bomb.
Okay. I can't hear anything.
This is live. All right. Well, hold on. Let me go back to the email.
YouTube.
Yeah. Can't. Let's see. Good fella.
It looks like you're live on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, join us.
Let's see.
Right. Okay. So I can't hear Hamster.
Oh no.
Right. Okay.
All right. Let me hold on. Is that better? No. I be mine. I'll kick you out and let you join again.
Let me see.
Maybe there might be a chance.
It's because
bridges don't fly as here.
Sorry, my fault. I've got the wrong speakers on. Hang on.
Okay.
What amateur? What a fucking amateur!
Yeah, it's like you've never done this before.
There we go. I can hear you now. My God. Right. Okay. That should be working fine. Yes, you like my house? Yeah. I just bought.
Yeah, it's a nice house. Yeah. How'd you get that?
I had some spare change in my pocket. You know, I thought I'm going to buy a house, so I just bought this. You know.
Might as well have that one. Yes.
Looks like I've got a grand piano back there. It's nice bloody house though, eh? Not bad.
Not bad, yeah. I like that fireplace. Probably warm in the in Scotland, right? In the winter and all that. So
see, if this really was my house, it'd probably be a lot emptier than this. Too many seats for a start, right? So I'll move it the way there. Too many seats. I don't like that.
You don't have any friends anyway. Who's coming over to see you?
Who's coming to see me? You know what I mean? No. Don't need the seats. Plenty of room to play like VR in, you know, without bumping into the walls. Big surround system, you know.
You're one of those, huh? One of those.
Yes.
Game player type. Yeah.
The house I'm in right now, it's like cluttered, right? I've got all this shit in it. Like I don't mean like dirty. I just mean there's a load of shit in it that I can't like put it out to get rid of it. Like I've got like an old washing machine. I've got an old fridge, loads of old monitors, and I can't get rid of them because see this COVID business. I'm not allowed to put things out to dispose of them until this fucking COVID business is out of the way. It's dead annoying, man. So I've got all this kind of clutter and it pisses me off because I like space,
I mean, how do you get around all those girls that come over and just pass out? I mean, it's got to be hard for you.
Well, it's easier when you don't have to remember their names, I just give them numbers, It's numbers is it's easier. It's just easier.
You just you like spray paint them or something. It's like, oh, here's number 10. Yeah, she was good. Number 11, Ginger, not so much. Yeah. Well, welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Somebody in the chat there, hang on, saying nice echo. Is that Mahanadel? Is that you? No.
I don't hear an echo.
Stream Mahanadel Syed. So somebody says an echo. I'm good. I'm good, thanks. I'm a bit pissed off with YouTube. I uploaded a video yesterday.
Yeah.
I've not uploaded a video for a while. Upload a video, and then like an hour later, I've got like one comment on my channel, which is unusual. So I check the comment, and it's on an older video. In the comment, there's a guy saying, "Why have you turned the comments off in your new video?" Like,
who is that guy? What an idiot!
So well, I went on to my new video, and the comments were turned off.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't turn the comments off, and I went through all the settings, and the comments were on, everything was on. Eventually, I selected all videos and put the comments on all videos, and then eventually the comments came back on. And then I got up this morning, the comments were turned off again. I mean, what the fuck, man? So I said to YouTube on Twitter, isn't it amazing, right? That the only way you can contact YouTube is on fucking Twitter. What's that about, man? So I had to contact YouTube on Twitter, and I said to them, why you keep turning my fucking comments off? And let's see your channel. I showed them my channel, and they said, your comments are working fine. I said, they're working fine now because I did turn them on twice. God's sake. But it's I thought I was being, like, not me, but I thought the audience was being censored, because, I don't know, because you're just not allowed to speak anymore, to the point where you have to just use code words now,
Oh, yeah.
You've got to say, like, joggers when you really mean something else. You know what I mean? It's like,
yes, I do.
You've got to fucking use codes, man. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Susan must hate you, man. What's the deal with that? Are you saying truth over there in Scotland?
Well, I used to be like a YouTube partner, right? Which was great because I would get like £80 every 3 months. It was fucking great, right? that like seriously, there was just no money in it at all. Yeah. But then one day I made a video talking about how this is elves. Does that make sense? Elves, right?
No, sure.
Talking about elves, and I didn't lie. I didn't say anything hateful. I was just telling the truth about elves. And then the video got removed. My channel got demonetized after that one video, and that was the first time I'd ever got a video removed. And it's like, really? I slag everybody off. Everybody. I mean, there's nobody I don't slag off. But as soon as I slag the elves off my chat, you know what I mean? Like, what? It just pisses me off, man. Pisses me off that you can't talk about certain things,
yes.
Because people are so sensitive. And I wouldn't. I look at it from my point of view, right? If I was on YouTube and there was people making videos about Scottish people, and how they hate them or whatever, I don't care. I wouldn't give a fuck. I really wouldn't care. I don't care if you hate Scottish people. You should be allowed to say that if that's the truth. But there's too many sensitive people out there.
It seems like reality is just a hard concept for some people these days. You can't say anything. Oh my God, you're gonna pump.
No,
you're gonna burst my bubble of unreality. It's crazy.
Two Twitter accounts ago, right? Because I've had like about I think 4 or 5 this year, right? So
4 over 50. Yes, I know.
2 Twitter accounts ago, right? This guy had said something about how it's rare. I can't even say this, but the certain medical thing that everybody's talking about right now, that everybody should get that thing, right? And this guy said, "Oh, you should get it because the side effects are rare, right?" And I said, "Well, so that means you don't care about black people getting killed by police then, since that's rare as well, right?" Ooh, and this really annoyed him, right? And he said, "You better remove this comment, right? Otherwise, I'm reporting you." So I then said to him, "Suck my cock," and that was it, right? I lost my account for that one comment, and what annoyed me so much about that, right, is see if I uploaded a video in response to him of me actually sucking a cock, that wouldn't have got me banned. But yet saying it gets me banned. What is going on? And it's just absolutely, it drives me mad. The censorship drives me mad. Like, and the same thing again with that medical treatment on the account after that. Somebody was saying that, oh, you don't have to get it if you don't want to. And I hate I hate when people say that it's not mandatory in the sense that you don't have to get it, but you can't eat, you can't shop, you can't work. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, you're kind of forcing people's hand. You'll get fined if you don't take it. You're kind of forcing people's hand. So I then put up like a photo of a guy pointing a gun, right? And then in quotes, I said, give me your money or I'll shoot you. You don't have to give me your money. I'm not forcing you to give me your money. But if you don't, I'll shoot you. And it was obviously a fucking joke, right? Anybody reading it could see that it's a joke. My account got suspended for that. I had to create another account. And I appealed that and I said, obviously it's a joke. And I knew I wasn't getting my account back. So I just said to him, obviously it's a joke. Why don't you just read the fucking comment and see that it's in quotes and see what it's in response to? And it's obviously a joke. But I still got my account suspended. So you're right. You can't say anything. And what bugs me is there's no way to know what the rules are. You know, if they told you the rules, like if YouTube came out with new rules, right, and they said, by the way, you're not allowed to criticize black people, right? Okay, I don't agree with that, but I'll follow the rules. It's your site. I'll follow the rules. But they don't tell you that. You know, it's arbitrary and they're invisible rules. You know, and it absolutely pisses me off, man. Really, the double standards as well with the rules. You know, because if a black person makes a video about white people, that's fine. You know what I mean? But you make a video about black people without using code words and stuff, then it's just so annoying, man. Really pisses me off.
Yeah, it's really insane, and it's all these code words we have to use: the coof and the milkshake and the treatment and all that stuff.
Yes,
but I mean, in the United States, we were mandated to get the thing. Did you get it?
No. Where I work, they haven't insisted on that, right? But when I started this new job that I've got, for the first 4 months, I was working from home. So if they were to say we mandate it, then I think I would just get a lawyer and say, wait a minute, I've been doing this job from home since I got it, so they should allow me to work from home. But when I do go into the office, I have to go into the office like 2 days a week because it's still kind of lockdown rules.
Yeah.
But all they do is say, you just wear a mask whenever you're walking around, you know. And that's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind the mask. I have a mask with me all the time, and I never put it on unless, like, I have to. Like, if I go into a shop and they say, "Oh, you need to wear a mask," okay, I'll follow the rules. I'm not going to make a scene. I'm not going to do. Oh, fine, it's your shop. I'll follow the rules, but I'm not going to put it on until I'm told to, you know, because I think the whole thing is. It's insane. It's really brought out the insanity in some people. It's brought out the dictatorship attitude in some people as well. You know, and they've got this power now to control other people. You know, and they don't seem to see anything wrong with it. Like there's a guy in Britain. He goes on trains and he takes photos of people who don't have masks on and then reports them to the train company. And it's like, how sad does your life have to be that that's what you're doing with your time? You know?
Is he? He's a gender female identifying Karen. Is that?
No, maybe he probably because men can be Karens as well. To be fair, men can be Karens as well. Remember that guy in Target when he took the photo of that woman working at the checkout?
I think so,
who refused to sell him a display item or something like that because she wasn't allowed to sell him it. So he took her photo and then posted it on Twitter. Hey, what are you going to do about this Target? Next thing you know, everybody's giving her money, you know. But he was a Karen. You know. So it's not just women, and it's not just white women that can be Karens. Anybody can be a Karen.
What gets me though, Goodfella, is in my country here in Missouri, St. Louis. There's people walking around outside all by themselves with fucking masks on. Tell me the Scots are better than this. No?
No, I'm sorry to say they're not. I was last week. I had to go into Primark. I don't know if you have Primark in America. Primark is like it's like a cheap shop for clothes, right? It's quite popular.
Yeah.
They sell loads of like cheap stuff, right? And when it comes to like clothes, the only thing I care about brands is when it comes to trainers, right? Other than that, I don't care about clothes, right? I just buy whatever. But I had to buy a jumper because it was so cold, right? I thought I need to get a jumper, so I went into this shop and I'm walking around, and I noticed, and it was dead busy, and I noticed that I was the only person who didn't have a mask on, right? And I was just looking at everybody, and I was thinking, my God, I hate these people. I fucking hate these people. They're so terrified of something that has a 99.9% survival chance.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you saying because they never got that bothered about the flu? The flu kills people as well. They didn't even care about the flu. They weren't covering their faces. They weren't living in fear. But now they're living in fear. But like you say, when you see it out in the street, somebody walking along themselves, nobody near them, and they've got a mask on. I've seen a woman with a mask on and a face visor, and she was an old woman. She was must have been like 70 something, and she was just going to like the local shop. And I don't dislike her. I just felt sorry for her because I thought, I bet she's got BBC News on all day, and she's just absolutely terrified that she's going to die. And then it's like, but you're in your 70s, you're going to die anyway. Why live your life? Why live your life in fear? You've only got a few years left. Why don't you just, But then I suppose the elderly, they were told that they're more likely to die, but still, everybody's living in fear. And it's comical. It's comical, really.
It's interesting that the fear is a good control method. Government wants to scare you to death, doesn't it?
Oh, I mean, you can see that it definitely works. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've only encountered one Karen, to be fair, but I think it's. Not many people. I've got one of those faces. Not many people want to bother me because I look. I don't know. I've just always had one of those faces that people don't really bother me. But I had this Karen, in Lidl, and it was just at the start when the only measurement we were told to take was to distance, like 6 feet or something, right?
Yeah.
We weren't even told to put masks on at this point. It was just stay 6 feet apart. It's just at the start, and I was in a shop called Lidl, right? Another cheap shop, by the way. Well, this is a food shop, and I went to the till, and there was like a trolley just sitting there, in the middle of the checkout line, and there was nobody around. So I was like, oh, somebody's probably left it there. So I moved it out of the way, right? And I then go in the queue, and this woman comes running over, screaming at me, "Hey, that's my trolley!" And I was like, oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know. So I went put the trolley back. I went, on you go, and she wouldn't walk past me. She said, you have to be 6 feet away from me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? She said, you have to be 6 feet away. I says, no, on you go. And I didn't move. She went, no, I'm not moving until you move 6 feet away. And I said, oh, get a grip of yourself, get in there. And she got so annoyed and angry with me for saying that to her that she started screaming at me like, no, you need to be 6 feet away. I just wouldn't move. But I could see other people in the shop looking and just like laughing because of how they were laughing at her because of the way she was behaving. They weren't laughing like I was a bad guy or something. They were laughing at her because of how stupid she was. But at the time, I then went, whatever, Karen, and I actually called her Karen, and she was fucking dead annoyed, man. She was so annoyed. It was dead funny, man. I had my son with me, and he couldn't stop laughing, because of how ridiculous this situation was. But then eventually she got away from the till, and I got my stuff, but she was still packing her bags. And then I went past her, and I packed my bags. And see, on her way out the shop, she had to walk past me. And on her way out, I went, oh, whoa, you need to stay 6 feet away, but you need to wait until I'm finished. Or you can't leave the store. I'm not 6 feet away. And she just stormed out, in a bad mood. But it's the only time I've ever encountered a Karen in this whole bollocks pandemic. But we've all seen the videos of the male and female Karens regarding the COVID thing. You know, oh, I mentioned it. Sorry, I said
Oops.
it. I didn't mean to say COVID. I meant to say David. I was talking about a guy called David. Sorry, YouTube. Please don't ban the video. God's sake. Hell, man.
I've run into a couple of Karens, but it just really amazes me. People driving around in their cars with their masks on. What the hell are they expecting? What's going to happen?
It's some of the rules as well are like, this is like the smartest virus there's ever been.
Yes.
Because they know that if you're in a crowd, it can infect you, right? It can infect you, but if you're supporting Black Lives Matter, then it can't infect you.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. And if I'm in a restaurant, if I'm wearing a mask, it can't infect me. But if I take it off to eat, you know, then it still can't infect me.
That's
you know,
fine.
And it's like, really, that's. But there was these adverts on the radio, you know, about COVID, and one of them says it doesn't make any sense to me at all, right? One of them says, if you have visitors over, make sure you open a window because these COVID particles, they'll blow out the window. And I'm sitting thinking, but won't they blow in? Won't they fucking blow in the window? Why? What? It doesn't make any sense. Open the window in the winter. Open the window in the winter if you get visitors. No, no. If somebody visiting me wants me to open my window in the winter, no, they can leave. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm not playing this stupid game. But loads of people are, and again, it's out of fear. You know, they want to do the right thing, and I want to get the vaccine. You know, because it's safe and that. But against what? Unless you're like, you know, already like ill, you know, and you feel that it might kill you if you get it, then why you get it? Just I don't know. Might get a few scientists in the comments saying browbeating me, you know, and telling me no, it's for your own good, which is what every tyrant says, right? Every tyrant says
exactly.
It's for your own good.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the laws are in Scotland, but we do have the Constitution here. And so it was recently said that, hey, Biden, no, you can't do that. I don't know what is it? Is it the Queen? Is it Queen Elizabeth II?
The Queen, yes.
Yeah, you get a shot or what? What is that? How does that work?
No, we don't have any. Well, some companies do the mandate thing, but they're talking about mandatory vaccinations for everybody. Yes. You know,
yes.
But Boris Johnson brought it up, which is what politicians usually do. They usually just bring it up and then let people talk about it and then try and implement it, you know. But I think he's finding that most people are against this idea, even people who are vaccinated, because you can't go around injecting something into people's bodies. The government, they don't own your body. It's just, it's a step too far, you know. It's a step too far. It's a bit like the draft, actually. The government just own your body. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that shouldn't be right. That shouldn't be right.
But it seems to me the feminists, and I know we're both interested in that, they're like, my body, my choice, except when it comes to this. How do they explain that? Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I don't know what I seen a funny comment where a guy was arguing with a feminist. He says, my body, my choice. And she was like, no, it's not the same because if you don't get vaccinated, it can affect someone else. And the guy was like, really? Isn't that the same as abortion? If you get abortion, that's affecting someone else, right? Yes. You are killing someone else. So, I mean, depending on what way you side, you know, that's the argument. You're killing someone else, you know. So I don't get why this one-time feminists aren't on board with this. A lot of them seem to be in favour of mandatory vaccines.
Yeah.
But what I'll never understand is why is it that there are people that believe, and if you ask them, they'll just block you anyway, but they believe that they've got the vaccine to protect them from the virus, but the vaccine doesn't protect them from the unvaccinated. How does that work? None of them can give you a straight, clear answer on this. How does it work? You know, and then when you finally corner one of them and say, how does it protect you against the virus but not the unvaccinated, they'll then say, oh no, we just want you to get the vaccine for your own good. Well, that's none of your fucking business. So, you know what I mean? Whether you want it for my own good or not, you didn't tell me to go to the gym, you know. And this is what annoys me about the government. I'm not in favour of banning everything, but I can't take them seriously when they don't ban cigarettes. Do you know what I mean? When they say
Yes.
care about your health, but they don't ban cigarettes. I'm sorry.
Or alcohol or any of that stuff.
You clearly don't give a fuck about health. Why is it right that the government, they can give you like free this and free housing to people and money every week and all that? Well, why don't you give people free gym memberships then? I mean, or free gym equipment. If you care about their health, I mean, if the argument is that you care about people's health, then forcing vaccines on people isn't the only step you should take. Then you should do other things. You should ban cigarettes. You should, give everybody a Fitbit, and make sure they do exercise and stuff, because, you clearly don't care. You clearly don't care about it. It's you could go into wild conspiracy theories on this, but it's just strange that the company that makes the vaccine is not liable if something goes wrong. That's how does that not ring more alarm bells? I don't get that.
I mean, the feminists, good fella, are like, oh yeah, well, you got to get the shot, you got to get the jab, and it's like, okay, what if the government decided, ladies, that you are going to be forced to have babies?
Exactly.
What's that? Or you have to go to the gym, or you can't eat cheeseburgers, or whatever the hell it is. What's the matter with these people? I mean, how did this happen? What do you think?
But
it's brainwashing.
The steps that people are taking. There was a story last week. A guy in Italy. I don't know if you've seen this. He was told he had to get the vaccine for his job, right?
Yeah.
So he goes to get the vaccine with a fake arm. He put a fake arm in his sleeve. It was like made of rubber or something. I think the nurse was like, "Are you serious?" But it was because he wanted to keep his job, but he didn't want to risk the side effects. And there are side effects, and a lot of these side effects can mess with your heart. Well, I'm sorry, but I kind of take that seriously. I'm not someone that wants an exercise nut or anything, but I'm not going to do anything that's going to mess with my heart. What the fuck? That's insane. Not that it guarantees it will, but it might. And if the word "might" is there, it might fuck with your heart and give you fewer years in life. No, in that case, no. Then no, I'm not. I'd rather not take that chance. But I think a lot of it is brainwashing, though. It is the media have got a lot of responsibility with this. The way they put the fear in, like I haven't the BBC website. You ever go on the BBC website? Oh my God,
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
See, they've got different sections, right? And one of the sections is health, right? And if you go on the BBC website and you click on the health section, what you should get is stories about different health issues, but they're all about that certain virus.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute, do you not have any health stories about, I don't know, exercise or some other diseases? No, it's all about that one thing. Like 12 different stories, all about the same thing. And then you go on the main page and it's the same thing. It's all about that. And if you've got the news on all day, which a lot of people do have, a lot of people have it on the background just for the noise.
That's what it is, too.
just living in fear, because you can't go outside, you can't have visitors, you can't do this, you can't do that, and I'm glad I don't listen to the news anyway. Obviously I still check the news, but I check all different sources. But I'm glad I don't just believe what I'm told, but a lot of people do.
I mean, what kind of mindset is that? Oh, well, the government said so. I mean, really? The government said in Germany, for example. We all know that story. We don't have to talk about it.
But you can understand. I can understand some people, because you go to the news to get information. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of them are old school. They go to the news to get information. They get the information and they believe it because they don't think the news is going to lie to them. They don't think people who work in the news are going to be paid to push an agenda or anything like that. They just think, I'm going here for the news. I'm getting the news. Okay, oh my God, what's this? I should get vaccinated because that scientist says so. Okay, I'll do that then. And they're not even interested in hearing an opposing view. So, but because the news should be honest, but they're not. Obviously, they're not. Clearly, they're not. We've seen that more during the Trump years than any other time in history. I think how untruthful the media are, and how manipulative they are.
I mean, there's an agenda. I think
definitely. definitely. I mean, just last week, I seen a guy still pushing that very fine people lie. Donald Trump said Nazis were very fine people. I mean,
Yeah.
this has been debunked for almost 5 years or something, and this guy was still saying it as if it was true. And it's like, how can you still believe this when it's clearly false? But so a lot of it is they believe what they want. I think that's what it is as well. You know, I think that's what it is.
I mean, it's amazing to me that even with empirical evidence, data, statistics,
Mm-hmm.
for example, the wage gap, right? What the fuck? And they're still saying it. It's if it's true. Women are paid less than men. I know you have strong opinions on this. Would you like to
Mm-hmm.
share those?
No, I mean that's
it's bullshit.
It's like any women working should already know that, because are they really going to go and work knowing that they're getting paid less for doing the same job? For only and the reason for that is because they're female. Why they if this was true, women would go on strike as an entire sex. They would go on strike until it was fixed. But they know it's not true. They know it's not true. They just have to. It's just a gish gallop talking point for them to throw out there, so that you have to take the time to refute it again, and it's just another one of those things. They do it all the time. It's very.
But how do you think they believe this bullshit? It's not true.
I don't think they do believe it. I think
you think the vast majority of women don't believe it. That's
no, I
probably
don't believe so, because, as I said, they would go on strike. Think of how angry the average woman would be. Let's just take a normal, average, bog standard office, right? And it's people, I don't know, typing up stuff on a computer all day. Women are just going to go to work knowing that the guy sitting next to them doing the exact same job is getting paid more because he's a man, not for any other reason, but because he's a man. They're just going to put up with that. I mean, there is no way they're going to put up with this. No way. It just wouldn't happen.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't either, right?
No, of course they shouldn't. No, and that's the thing as well. If it was true, men would also strike to sort it out, because there's no way men would stand there and go, "Wait a minute, women are getting paid less because they're women." No,
that's bullshit. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No, that would be. It would cause havoc if it was true. But again, they know it's not true. They know it's based on averages, but it gives them victim points. Remember, they're the most privileged people in the West, so they have to invent stuff to be victims because they don't have anything. They don't have anything. Like the recent one in Glasgow is Light the Way. It's the hashtag Light the Way, I believe it's called.
Oh,
and what they're doing is they're trying to light pathways in parks at night.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, I used to work along the road, and I had to walk through the park at like 5 in the morning and like 8 at night because of the hours I was working. It was always pitch black, especially in the winter. But the pathways are lit. There's lights in the pathways, but they want them bright lights. But then there's wildlife. You know what I mean? There's owls in the park. What, you got to put bright lights everywhere? What are you doing that for? Well, because women are unsafe. I'm sorry, women are unsafe walking through the park at 2 in the fucking morning. Why are they walking through the park at 2 in the morning? I mean, it doesn't make sense. But then when you look up crimes, which I did the other day, the crimes that happen in the parks, it's always men that are the victims. So it's just, again, they've hijacked this. They've made it all about women's safety. They've even had the nerve to say, because women do this a lot, women and children's safety. I'm sorry, what children are walking through the park in the middle of the fucking night? It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. But they're just saying it because they want to light all the pathways. I mean, I understand. Obviously, you need a bit of light. You can't expect the park to be pitch black. But they want bright lights everywhere. And you have to understand. There's a lot of wildlife in the park. Especially the big parks here. Like, I can hear the owls and the bats as well. There's fucking wildlife out there. And you just can't just put bright lights everywhere, because you're scared to walk through the park. It's unreal, man. Unbelievable.
I mean, it seems like there's this object. The goal is, by the way, you can be safe at all times, anywhere, anytime, regardless of what you
Yes.
do. It's
That's
ridiculous.
insane, because nobody is.
Nobody
You know,
is.
there's always going to be nutters out there. Always going to be nutters, and I'll even put my hand up and say yes. Most of the people that violently attack other people, strangers, are men. That's true, but they're always going to exist. You know, if there's a vaccine for that, that would be great. But there's not.
Yeah.
There's always going to be nutters out there, and you have to be. And it's this idea as well. A lot of women, and it's feminists especially, they scoff at the idea of being told that they should be careful. You know what I mean? You know, watch where you're going. You know, if you're going to walk through the park at 11 o'clock at night, right? Maybe don't have earphones in so that you can you can hear your surroundings. You know, but that applies to men as well. You know, don't have music blaring in your ears in case somebody can sneak up on you. Because again, there's a lot of nutters out there.
It just seems nobody cares about men, right?
Oh,
it's
no.
like, oh yeah, 3
They
men
don't.
have killed in Australia and per month. They don't care.
No,
I mean,
they-
Sarah
they don't.
Everhart, a horrible situation in London, right? And we got to ban men. We got to do that. Excuse me, is there no responsibility whatsoever on her walking through a bad? Now, it wasn't the bad area that got her. It was some idiot, fucking evil bastard, right?
Police officer. I was a police officer.
It was a police officer from Kent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove up there apparently in the mood to kill a woman. I mean, who the fuck?
And he abused his power as well as a police officer, you know, and cuffed her, I believe, put her in the back of the car. But there was an article, I shared a screenshot yesterday on Twitter because it was so stupid. It was a feminist writer for The Guardian. There's a surprise. And
no shit.
and she said that there's men who flash women in the parks, right? And she says, why aren't the police taking this seriously, especially when you consider what happened to Sarah Everard? It's like, but Sarah Everard wasn't flashed. You know what I mean? That flashing someone, yes, that's wrong.
Yes.
But it's not the same as kidnapping a woman and murdering her. Those are two different things. One does not lead to the other. But to them, it's like, well, it's the same, isn't it? No, it's not the same. And anyway, if a man flashes a woman in the park, right, although it's wrong, isn't it his body, his choice anyway? Isn't it? Do you know what I mean? No, you could argue if he starts, you know, chugging away his cock in front of a woman, it's his body, right? Or does that not apply there? You know, so, but it's the way they take these small things and they say, oh, well, that's obviously going to escalate to that. So why doesn't the police take this seriously? It's like, well, I'm sure they would. I'm sure if you phoned the police and said there's a guy in the park or whatever, and he's flashing people, I'm sure the police would then send somebody out, you know, and if it really bothers you that much, just say there's a guy in the park. He's flashing people and he's criticising gays. The police will be there like a fucking bullet.
Yes.
You know, they'll be there like a fucking bullet. They'll be there as fast as you can imagine because they'll have to obviously arrest them for hate speech. And then maybe the flashing they'll deal with later, you know. But although, as I say, yes, it's bad, you shouldn't be doing that, it's not the same as murdering a woman. But to them, it's like it's the same thing. It's just hysterical's the word, I think. Hysterical, that's the word. A lot of them are hysterical.
What bothers me though is this mindset that all men are going to go do this, right? Remember that Scotland PSA from the government? You did a video, I did a video,
yes.
Random Cam did a video. What the fuck? Seriously,
I know.
What do you think?
Well, that is that the one where the guy said, "You look nice," and that was called sexual abuse.
Yeah, that's a struggle, sluggers, whatever. Right, exactly.
Are you serious? So because the message to men, this is why I always say I feel sorry for my son's generation, because the message to men is you can't just go telling a woman she looks nice because that's sexual harassment. It's like, but that's clearly not sexual harassment. That's you right. know, I mean, are women not strong enough to say thank you or listen? Can you not talk to me, please? You know what I mean? Are they not strong enough to do this?
Or just fuck off, right? Come on.
Exactly. But I'm way past that point now. I'm not interested in chasing women anymore. I don't care about that now. But my son's got to grow up, and his generation have to grow up in this world where they're being told you can't talk to women. If you say they look nice, it's pretty much the same as strangling her. So then they're like, okay, I won't talk to them then. And then the women are then going, how come the men aren't talking to us? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, because you keep telling them not to talk to you unless they're handsome. You know, it's not fair on the next generation of men and women. By the way, of men and women.
Well, we don't have that problem.
But the women of the next generation
anyway.
coming up,
I'm just kidding.
The women of the next generation coming up, they're not the ones who did this. It's the older, frumpy, past their sell-by date feminists.
Yep.
They did this. They did this to them. And the thing that's so fucking annoying about it is those young women will grow up and they won't blame them for it. They'll blame men. That's what's so annoying about it. It's like, but it's not men that did this. It's not us that did this. It's those old feminists. Because old women, I don't know if you know this, it's pretty obvious anyway, but older women hate young women. And I would say they hate them more than they hate men. They hate young women.
What do you think?
Envy. It's envy. They want what they have, you know, and they know that they're never going to get that again. And they want what they have. They want that youth because that's women's selling point. You know that about the wall, you know, and once they hit the wall, then they don't have the same options as they once did, you know. And I mean, if you were a woman, I think you can understand why they get like that. Because imagine your whole life, especially say once you become 16, from that point on until you're like 32, all you've got is men queuing up, complimenting you, buying you stuff, interested in your company. And then when you get to 32, they just don't even notice you anymore. They don't talk to you unless it's for they have to, you know. I think you would be resentful. You'd be like, why is this happening? But then when you see the men talking to the young women, you know, and I don't mean to say 32-year-olds are old, but they're at that point where they probably should be with someone and settling down. But they look at the younger women and they're getting attention, and it's envy. They don't like it. That's why they hate them. They're absolutely, older women hate young women. They really do. They really do.
I mean, why do you want to impose your evil patriarchy on women? They should be settled down by 32. Oh my God. Evil.
Well, I know. I mean, of course, if their plan in life is to, you know, have a family and stuff like that, then when they're at the 32 point, they should have, you know, at least found somebody, right? But I mean, don't get me wrong. I do feel sorry for women because they have a clock and we don't, you know. So I do feel sorry for women in that sense, because if there was a woman my age and she won the lottery tonight, there wouldn't be a lot of men queuing up for her tomorrow. Whereas if I win the lottery tonight, there'd be a lot of women queuing up for me tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So there's it's unfair that nature did that to women, but it did, and you have to live with it. You have to play the hand you're dealt. And, you know, women, if that's what they want, they really should. They should stop waiting. There's a wee fly flying about in my head. They should stop waiting until they're like 32 to 35 to then find a man that they want to settle down with, because it's too late. You know, it's too late. Mayor Mercules is saying, I'm assuming Goodfella is in Scotland. Yes, I'm in Glasgow, East End.
Yeah. How is it over there? You good? All the garden tools out there? Why aren't you out there chasing garden tools tonight, by the way? Just saying.
Well, I mean, I've got
not
a son.
Your thing anymore, right? So
no, it's not my thing anymore. But it's just me and my son here. I have to look after my boy, you know. So no, I know it's not my thing anymore. I feel that I've been there and I've done that now. You know, I can't be bothered. I've said it before that if anything was ever to happen again, I think it would literally have to fall in my lap. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to get out chasing anything. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I mean,
she's like, she knocks at your door. It's like, hey, good fella. You have nice blue eyes, right?
It would have to be something. In fact, that's it. They would have to do the chasing, because I can't be bothered anymore. You know. And I feel that the women are different now because I think dating apps have a lot to blame. You know, I think they've spoiled women with the attention, and I think they've made men like weaker in the sense that, like when I was younger, right, you had to approach a woman and you had to talk to them, and you didn't get the chance to redo your lines. You know, so like on a dating app, right, you might write something and then go, no, wait a minute, I'll screw that. I'll say that. Oh, no, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. I'll do that. Ah, that sounds right, and then post it. But in real life, you don't get that. You have to come with the goods right away, you know. And that was always the challenge. The chase was fun. You get rejected a lot, but it was fun. The chase was always fun. And I think men are kind of weaker now because they don't do that now. They don't actually have to come face to face with a woman to speak to her. Now they just cast a wide net on a dating app and take whatever comes in, you know. And the women, they go on the dating apps and they get all these men giving them attention.
Hundreds of them.
So they don't really need to put themselves out there in real life, you know, for that attention, because they're getting it online like all the time. And it's just changed them. I think it's changed them, and it's just not my time. You know, I think that's what it is. It's not my time anymore. It's for the younger generation. So they'll have to adapt. They'll have to deal with it. But I don't know. I kind of just like the older days. You know, when you actually had to speak to a woman. You know, it was more fun. It was more fun.
Well, it was scary too, though. I mean, we're about the same age, right? You know,
you had to get that. You had to get that courage. You know what I mean? And you had to be. Yeah. You had to be funny. You know, you had to be funny. You had to be witty. You know, and while not making it too obvious that you were chatting them up, but at the same time, you know, you were chatting them up, and it was a good game. You know, and men knew the role, and women knew the role, but it's all changed now, man. It's all changed.
I mean, back in our day, I mean, it was fun, you know.
Yes.
It was just like they knew what to expect. We tried to do whatever, and we were whatever. I'm 57. Mm-hmm. I think you're younger, like 40s, something like that.
47 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. And it was just kind of fun. You know, we all knew the game, and we all played the game, and it was fun. Nowadays, it's like, Jesus Christ. It's crazy.
Back then as well, men had like a wingman, and he would take the hit of the fat friend, so that you could get with a good-looking one. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what the wingman did.
Oh yeah,
and you took shots of being the wingman. But now you don't need a wingman for a dating app. You know what I mean? You don't need that. You know, you just need to, I don't know, pretend you make six figures, and you know, post a heavily filtered photo of yourself. You know, and I don't know. It's just.
I don't think six figures is going to help me, good fella. I already do that. So.
but it's like these are the you don't need. You no longer need a wingman. You always needed a wingman who they would know the score, and you would know the score if you were the wingman. That look, if you have to chat to the fat friend, you know what I mean, so that he can get time with the one he wants, then you do that. You know what I mean? You take that hit. That's what a good wingman would do. But as I say, you don't even need that anymore. You don't need that anymore. It's weird. I don't know. Again, I just accept that it's not for me. You know, I've never used a dating app, but there's a site I go on Reddit, right? And it's called "Where Are All the Good Men?" Oh my God!
Oh God! Here we go.
It's fantastic. It's such a great site because people post all these things from women, you know, where like you get all different ones, like you'll get pregnant women, you know, and she's already got 2 kids, and she's pregnant with a third one on the way, and she's looking for a man with 6 figures who'll treat her like a princess, and you're like, are you fucking serious? Are you living in reality? What the hell, man?
But good fella, she's bringing the table and a whole lot more baggage. Would you mind a question or two?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
All right, sweaty man, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Don't really have a question. I just have more to add if you want.
Sure.
But how's Scotland these days? I'll ask you that.
Freezing.
Freezing?
It's really cold, man. It's not snowing yet, but it's pretty cold.
Yeah. I just got a whole bunch of snow here. It kind of sucks. I got to run
Where
the
are you?
snowblower. I'm in northern Michigan,
Michigan.
way up close to Canada. Oh, yeah. Don't you know there?
It's always going to be cold then, right? Pretty much.
Yeah,
It
mostly
gets warm
yes.
in the winter or summer.
Yeah,
Sort of.
like 40 degrees. I know.
Oh, you're talking Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah.
Because we do like Celsius here. I can never tell the difference. I can never like,
Right now
like
it's 0
when an American
Celsius.
says, oh, it's 36 degrees or something. I don't know, is that warm or is that cold, or I don't know.
American shaming, good fellow. Thank you.
American shaming, yes. So
That's right.
so here it is. Right now in Scotland, where it is 11 centigrade. Let's see what it is in Fahrenheit. It is 52. So
Oh, yeah. It's
does
0
that help
here
you
right
better?
now, Celsius.
52 and 11 Celsius.
That's downright balmy, man.
But it's not so bad. But it's been cold. It has been cold all week.
So I don't know your story. Are you divorced or you just have a kid?
No, I have a son. His mum, she passed away in 2013, and I've been single dad ever since. And so I mean, it's just again, you play the cards you're dealt. You know what I mean? You just have to get on with it. But that changed everything. I was working away, and then I had to quit my job and stay at home and look after him. Because he was only 5 at the time, so I had to kind of like raise him until he's 13 now. He just turned 13 a couple of weeks ago. I think I'm doing all right, even though I'm doing it myself. I think I'm doing all right. He's turned out good, so just need to keep going. Hope I get him to 21. I hope I get that far.
Well, I mean, he's lucky to have a good dad like you, and I mean that seriously.
I hope so. I hope that I am, because I think he's pretty much the only one who can be the judge of that in the end, So, she said before she passed, she said to me, "Look, just make sure he's good, he's clever, and he's smart." And I think so far, so good. So far, so good. He is good. He is really good, and he's smart. He's good. He's doing good. He's healthy as well, so I'm quite happy with how things have turned out so far. But no, I'm not divorced or anything like that. No. So I'm not like bitter because I'm divorced.
She must have been a nice girl, a woman.
Oh, she was. I mean, she was definitely. I mean, that's what I mean when I say as well. I feel that I've been there and done that, because so it's like I've done all that now. I had the long relationship. We had a child. And now it's like, if anything was to happen, it'd probably be just for the fun rather than anything else. Don't think I'd be interested in getting serious again. I can't see it. I can't see that happening.
What was she like? I mean, like high school, or where'd you meet her?
We met. I was early 20s when I met her. She was 18, and I don't know. We just had it off. I mean, we just got on really well. And one of the first things she ever said to me was that I was an arsehole. That was one of the first things she ever said to me, and it was that
That's
moment.
probably true. Yeah.
But it was that moment I knew that she's excellent. Because I like women that stand up for themselves.
Yes.
And I was like, I like her. She's really cool, and we just hit it off. And then we were just always together, and it's one of those, we never really argued or anything. You know what I mean? Like, there was never any like trouble or anything, which was pretty cool. So, it was all good. It was all good.
I had one like that.
You let her go?
Well, no, she decided to go stupid 8 years ago.
Was it the wall? Did the wall make her stupid?
Well, she was 30 at the time. I hooked up with her when she was 21. She was a virgin, and she was absolutely wonderful until we got married. It just almost 9 years together, and then 16 months later we're divorced, and she's burned her life to the ground since then.
Oh man.
The first one was even worse. But that's one of those stories that, you know, as much as she put me through, she's getting it back 10 times worse now from her own
Yes.
life and her own choices.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no sympathy for her, but lots of schadenfreude.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That's rough losing your wife like that, man. Especially when they're a good person, because bringing somebody else into your relationship with your kids, there is so much risk there.
Well, I know that's why. That's another reason as well. Where I was just never. I never ever wanted to bring another woman into the house because I never wanted my son to think I was replacing his mother. You know, because as I say, he was only 5 at the time. It was just a couple of weeks before he turned 5, and so he's hardly got any memories as it is. You know, and I didn't want to. I don't know. I never thought of that. But I've never been in the mindset that I want to anyway. You know what I mean? I've never been like, oh, I need to have a woman. I need to get a woman. I don't care. I feel like I'm done with that now. Just done with that now.
Yeah, you had your lightning strike and you're good now.
Yes, aye. Because people always say, you know, oh, they don't want to die alone and stuff. And to me, it's like, I'll probably be on my own when I die. And I don't mind that. I like being on my own, you know. I like my own company. And I feel a woman takes up a lot of time as well. So, you know, so it's like, there's always something I want to do, you know. Always something I want to do. And I don't know, it's too much hassle. She'd have to be really fucking special, you know, like really special.
Yeah.
And I don't see that happening. I really don't.
Same here, man.
Not twice in a lifetime. Nah, not going to happen. But I'm not like bitter or anything about it. I just accept it. You know, I accept it. That's the way it is. I've always been like that with things. Though.
I actively push them away because
you did?
They cost me too much money. I've lost 2 houses, 2 shops, just a stupid amount of money. I got thrown in jail on false accusations with the second one, and it just after you put up with enough crap from them, you're just like, oh, I'm done. You know, I'm not even a MGTOW, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm just no.
The juice is not worth the squeeze.
You can't live here no more. You can't be part of my life. You can come in, you can hang out, you can spend some time with me when I ain't doing anything else. But other than that, you got to go. You can't be here. And I have zero qualms about dying alone, other than, you know, if it happens like right now, then what's going to happen to my dogs?
Right, okay. See again, you're thinking of somebody or something else. You're not thinking of yourself and feelings. You know what I mean? You're thinking, no, wait a minute, what's going to happen? That's why I said, I hope I get my son to 21, because then I think he'll be at the point where he can take care of himself and, you know, look after himself. But but after that, if I go, then I'm happy. You know, I don't want to go, but if it happens, then it happens. You know, it's just
exactly.
Just hope I get to 21.
Well, we're all going to get there. There's no question.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've been through 2 wars, and I've had so many near-death experiences that, you know, death walks by and just says, not today, man. And I'm like, okay. He's like, soon though, eventually.
No,
you know, so death doesn't fear. You know, I'm not afraid of death at all. It's been like right next to me. I've survived a crazy amount of stuff, so it's like, you know, it's no big thing. I'm more worried about what I'm going to do with the time that I have here.
Yes.
You know, than the end of it. Because the end of it, after, you know, I closed my eyes the last time, I don't care anymore.
Not true. I mean, you can't, I suppose.
You got a start date and an end date on your tombstone, and a dash in between, and the dash is the important part. It's what you do during that dash.
When the end date is.
So anyway, we're almost at 1 hour. I just got to say, good fella, I can see you miss that woman. I can see it.
Oh, of course. I mean, I still.
How can you not, right?
I still dream about her almost every night, because I have dreams all the time, crazy dreams. I never used to dream, but I dream all the time now. and she's in them most of the time. It's very strange. Very strange.
You really loved her.
Of course, of course. Definitely.
But men are not emotional, right?
No. I'm just pretending, because we are robots, as you know. So
I'm getting emotional right now, to be honest with you. I am. I'm not kidding. So, all right. Let's wrap it up. What do you say?
cool.
All right. We'll do it again later. Another time.
Another time, mate. Anytime, man. Just let me know. I'm
Okay,
happy to
will
speak.
do. Thank you for coming by. This was fun. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.